Most homicides we deal with have clearly identifiable motives. Financial gain, revenge, perceived wrongs, but that doesn't exist in this case. Without having met her in person before, Ayoola Ajayi already decided to murder her. The only conclusion that evidence suggests is that Ayoola Ajayi simply wanted to know what it felt like to kill. Originally from Nigeria, Ayoola Ajayi was born in 1988. He held a green card that allowed him to work in the U.S. He formerly studied at Utah State University, but was barred from campus in 2012 for several reasons, including problems with his visa and allegations that he had stolen an iPad. Ajayi was allowed to return to campus in 2015 after resolving issues with his visa. He studied computer science but did not graduate. Ajayi was an information technology worker and was briefly in the Army National Guard. According to prosecutors, he and Luke met in 2018 on a dating website called Seeking Arrangements, which represents itself as a platform for sugar daddies and sugar babies to meet. According to a contractor, in April 2019, Ajayi asked him to build a secret soundproofed room under the front porch with head height hooks on the wall and a fingerprint scanner for entry. Ajayi claimed that he wanted to hide alcohol from his Mormon girlfriend. The contractor was uncomfortable with the request and turned it down. A cleaner separately said that she noticed a lot of cameras in Ajayi's home, especially in the master bedroom. Prior to murdering Luke, Ajayi sexually assaulted a woman whom he had met on a dating app and invited to his residence. On March 10, 2018, Ajayi invited the woman into his home. While they watched TV on his couch, he began kissing the victim and trying to inappropriately and forcefully touch her. When she tried to get away, Ajayi pinned her down and bit her at least 3 times, causing significant pain and leaving bruising and bite marks. According to the North Park Police Department of North Logan, Utah, Ajayi was also investigated in connection with a rape reported in 2014. The alleged victim did not pursue charges. Ajayi has also been accused by his ex-wife of threatening to have someone kidnap and kill her, leading her to cut off communication with him. Ajayi's ex-wife also reported that he would get real aggressive when she didn't do what he demanded. Ajayi wrote a book called Forged Identity featuring 2 characters who are killed and burned. The book features Ezekiel, who as a teenager must decide if he will join the ranks of a criminal mastermind or fight to escape the tyranny that has surrounded his young life. The book was sold on Amazon, and the author's name was the same as that of Ajayi. A Facebook page with photos of Ajayi promoted the book. The book was later taken off Amazon. Mackenzie Lueck was born on March 8, 1996, and raised in Los Angeles country, along with 1 older brother and 2 younger brothers. She attended the University of Utah, where she majored in nursing and was a member of the Alpha Chi sorority. Luke worked at a Salt Lake City biological testing company and planned to have a career in health sciences. Luke planned on graduating in May 2020. She was also a self-proclaimed sugar baby, according to her past social media posts, dating 2 older men prior to dating her killer. On June 17, 2019, in the early morning hours, Luke arrived at the Salt Lake City International Airport from California. She was picked up by a Lyft driver and taken to Hatch Park, where she had agreed to meet Ajayi. According to Ajayi's defense attorney, Luke had met him on a dating website in 2018. Luke and Ajayi agreed to meet up once she returned from California to Utah. Luke, who told the driver she was meeting a friend, was dropped off at around 3 a.m. Ajayi had planned to murder Luke prior to picking her up, turning off the video of his home security system to avoid documenting her presence in his home. Once he and Luke were at his residence in the Fair Park neighborhood, he tied her hands behind her back with zip ties and rope and tried to choke her with his hands, continuing after Luke told him to stop. Ajayi says he then moved Luke onto her stomach and strangled her with a belt until she stopped moving. Additionally, Luke suffered blunt force trauma on the left side of her head. She was also found to be missing part of her scalp and had a 5-centimeter hole in her skull. An autopsy found that the blunt force trauma to the left side of her skull caused brain hemorrhaging that ultimately killed her. According to District Attorney Sim Gill, the evidence suggested that Ajayi murdered Lueck to see what it felt like to kill. After murdering Lueck, Ajayi claims he buried her body and some of her belongings in his backyard and threw some of her belongings into the Jordan River. The next day, he burned her remains. Days later, after police came to Ajayi's house to ask him questions about Lueck's disappearance, Ajayi dug up Lueck's remains and took them to Logan Canyon, where he buried Lueck in a wooded area in a shallow grave. On June 20, Lueck's father called the Salt Lake City Police Department to inform them that no one had heard from her since she arrived back in Utah. On June 28, a Salt Lake City man, identified as Ayoola Ajayi, was arrested and charged with the kidnapping and aggravated murder of Lueck, along with desecration of her body. Detectives found that Lueck and Ajayi had exchanged several text messages in the early morning of June 17, with Lueck's last text to him being at 2:58 a.m. Cell phone data placed both Lueck and Ajayi in the park at 2:59 a.m. Additionally, prosecutors say photos of Lueck were found on Ajayi's phone.
Ajayi has been arrested, charged with murder. Cops say he killed missing University of Utah student Mackenzie Lueck. These are the last known images of the 23-year-old. She was at the Salt Lake City airport returning from her grandmother's funeral. Ajayi's dramatic arrest comes after cops spent hours searching his home and removing a trove of evidence.
We are filing charges of aggravated murder, aggravated kidnapping, obstruction of justice, and desecration of a body in the homicide of Mackenzie Lueck.
There was a large SWAT team presence at the condo building where Ayoola Ajayi was taken into custody. Grainy cell phone video shows Ajayi with his hands up, surrendering to cops. They keep their guns pointed on the suspect until he's in handcuffs. The divorced 31-year-old is a former Army IT specialist. He recently worked as a senior technical support analyst at Dell. He lives about 5 miles from the park where Mackenzie Lueck vanished. Detectives spent 19 hours searching Ajayi's house and backyard. Neighbors told cops he was burning something in his backyard after Mackenzie vanished.
A forensic excavation of the burn area was conducted, which resulted in the finding of several charred items that were consistent with personal items of Mackenzie Lueck.
Other charred material was determined to be female human tissue.
The arrested person denied any personal contact with Mackenzie or meeting with her at any time.
He listed a private room in the house on Airbnb for $27 a night.
I saw the images of the house and I was like, wow.
Tara Chatterton cleaned the home. Earlier this year, she noticed something unusual.
There was cameras everywhere in the house. In the master bedroom, there was 3 cameras in there.
Mackenzie boasted about being a sugar baby, and Daily Mail TV has uncovered her page on the website seeking arrangement. Her screen name, Beach Baby 96. The police chief called Mackenzie's family to tell them the devastating news.
This is one of the most difficult phone calls I've ever made, as both Greg and his wife Diana were devastated and heartbroken by this news.
A search of and around Ajayi's property yielded Lueck's belongings and some of her remains. Specifically, a freshly dug area in his yard contained her charred personal items, charred muscle tissue which the Utah State Crime Lab identified as Lueck's, and bone. Neighbors reported that Ajayi had bonfires behind his garage on June 17 and 18 that resulted in a horrible smell. Additionally, charred fabric and other items were found in a nearby alleyway. Investigators also searched Ajayi's vehicle, which they reported smelled strongly of gas. There, they found a red gas can, similar to the one he purchased at 9 a.m. June 17.
Well, let me just go through this. You called me afterwards and you showed me some screenshots of your phone, right?
Yes.
You're here. You said you wanted to come down and show us some stuff and everything.
Yes.
Okay, so we didn't call you down here. You're not under arrest. You're not being detained. You can leave anytime you want to, okay?
It just doesn't make sense. I want to get to the root of it,
sure.
too.
Yeah.
Because when you said my IP is showing,
right.
That means something is wrong.
Okay, so you're still willing to talk to us and show us the things, right?
I only want to share 2 things with you.
Okay.
So that is a seeking arrangement. So if you see, some of them are even in Seattle. And some of them, so it's like, even some of them are in Philippines. So I have PTSD and anxiety. I just need to talk to someone whenever I'm alone and I'm freaking.
So when you joined that site, do they give you a different phone number for that site?
No. People normally put a number there to share with people. So I think that's how she on my profile, just put my phone number there.
What phone number did you put down?
That 435. And you can see that's high message. So that means she's using iPhone and I'm using iPhone.
So she just texted your number?
Yeah.
This isn't over the app?
Yeah. I don't know, but on the profile, you can put whatever you want there. So my profile, I have my phone number there in the description that I just need someone to chat with.
Can you show me that?
Yeah. So why is homicide reaching out? Why not like?
We do missing persons as well.
Okay.
It's not just homicide, we do missing people too.
Because that's scary. If homicide is looking for someone. That's why I was freaking out and I started logging into everything. I even downloaded the whole security camera.
Yeah.
And I was going to bring it here just to prove that I was under the camera the whole time. Yeah, I have a security camera in my living room. So, and when I view it, I was there the whole time that night. And then, just like I just showed you today, my baby mama was with me, and she's pregnant. I have a username.
An ID number or anything?
So, yeah, they're done. I think I closed my own username. That's why it's asking me to choose a username. And see.
See all these dates right here?
Mm-hmm.
The 17th, all these dates and times, the 16th when I told you, and when you
Mhm.
told me it's 6:12, all these messages are messaging her phone from your Wi-Fi, from your IP.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That's why we're coming to talk to you. We didn't just pick you out from a phone book, you know?
Yeah, that's why I was freaking out. I started logging into everything. It's like, I need to start gathering information. I even called my lawyer already. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
You said you downloaded
Yes, and I was,
from the 17th, between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m.?
yes, so,
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you did this or you were involved in it at all. I'm just saying that someone at your house or someone was using your IP address, that's all. I'm
yeah,
just trying to get to the bottom of it.
I would like to do that because
Yeah.
I'm freaking out already. I have anxiety and I have PTSD, so that's why I've been calling you, like, please let me help if any way I can help. Even my lawyer don't want me to come here right now. So, the last time, here's my front door. I don't know if you remember it. That's my front door. That's the front door camera.
That's daylight. I'm talking about nighttime.
Yeah, so that the last time is a motion sensor.
Mm-hmm.
The last time someone get from the come in, it's 9:58, 9:58 p.m. And then it jumped to 6 a.m. in the morning.
Right, but I have the same system. I can pause it, you know.
So, but if you pause it, I can give you access to Vivint. I can give you authorization and see if anything is deleted. And I also have the hard drive. I can give the hard drive to you.
Okay.
And if someone deleted it, you'll be able to see like time different, like it just. But what I can do is, you are right. Someone can delete it, but one thing that someone can do is, around that time, you can still view the old video from there. So that's someone delivering Grubhub, just like I told you that I was looking for food. So now let me just, you can still view the old video. So you can still view everything. And the one thing is that when someone comes in, that light up.
Right.
And the whole time I view everything, the light doesn't light up. You can see there's no dots there. So skip the next video. The next video is at there, and then the light doesn't light up.
Well, that's at 3-something a.m.
Yep.
Who's that at 3-something?
So on that website, you can put it there like, you don't want this type of race or this type of gender. So she stopped responding once I sent her my pictures. I thought maybe she just doesn't want my type of race, so I just stopped responding to her.
Right. But she actually texted you on your phone number.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe there's a possibility we talked in the past. I've been on it for 2 years. I go in and out. And when I check it, there's some people even still message me today that I haven't talked to since last year. And she just messaged me today, like, did you still need someone to talk to? And I said, not today, that I have someone that I'm talking to right now.
So you haven't deleted any text from that number?
No. The only difference is that I upgraded from iPhone 6 to iPhone 10. So I brought it with me.
Which one did you have?
This one I haven't used it since last year. Even right now it's not even charged because I haven't used it since last year.
So earlier you said we could take your phone and download it. Are you still willing to do that or no?
I just need to call my lawyer and see if it's okay. Because I want to help as much as I can.
Sure.
But she's saying that some police just want to pin it on someone that they can pin it on me. But I have the hard drive in my car. I downloaded the old hard drive that have the old security camera. I even downloaded the whole text and all my text messages from my phone provider. I brought everything with me. But on my way here, she was like, "You are going to shoot yourself in the foot."
I'm talking about, we take your phone, we hook it up to a machine, and we download the contents of your phone.
Let me get an approval from her first.
Okay. You want to do that now, or you want to do it tomorrow and give me a call?
I work tomorrow. I work Tuesday to Saturday.
What time do you work?
I work from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So I can come by this time if she approves.
I'll be here all day. I get here at 6 a.m. So
if you download a word on it, are you going to download it?
Everything that's on your phone.
So you're just going to mirror
contents.
the phone.
Exactly.
So you have access to the app, the browsing history, everything.
See, yes.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm okay with that,
Okay.
but I just need the approval.
That's fine.
And
Give me a call tomorrow morning when you wake up. Let me
That's
know what they said.
Okay. And I'm willing, if you have anything that you need from me, I'm willing to give it to you.
You know, AJ, the only reason, you can understand if this was your sister or something, or your mom, we'd be working just as hard to find her for you, okay? This family is in that same boat. We just want to do everything we can, and just because you've chatted with her, you've texted back and forth twice, or however many times, and it's bouncing off your IP address, we just want to cross every avenue to make sure that people aren't involved, people who are staying with you, people might be parked outside of your house using your Wi-Fi. We just want to make sure.
Okay.
Okay, so talk to your attorney. You got my number. Give me a call in the morning.
And another thing is that when people come to my house, my phone is not locked. So that one is also part of it. But on that day, the only person that comes to my house is my baby mama, and she never touched my phone without me because we are not dating anymore. So, and just like I showed you, she came over at 9 p.m. and she stayed till late.
Okay. All right, yeah. Give me a holler in the morning, and we'll go from there. All right.
If I bring my phone along, will it take so I can plan on?
You bring the phone?
If I come back and I bring my phone, actually, my lawyer's calling me back.
A week and a half now to prepare, and we have been very busy because I care about Mackenzie and I want her. I think you did care about her. I agree. And I know that there's more for you to tell me, and you're holding back, and I don't understand why. AJ, I just told you that your phone records and the location put you up at the meet. Do you think honestly and expect me to believe that you ended that conversation and somehow you and her location end up in the exact same spot?
Oh, I'm not doubting you. If I see that too, if I'm in your case, I would be asking myself, what are you asking me right now?
It's not a miraculous question.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay.
Stuff doesn't just happen.
No.
Yes, I agree with you.
I'm telling you to explain that. And so far, you have not.
Well, how do I explain something I don't know?
Are you saying you don't know or you don't remember? Because those are two different things, AJ.
Detectives talked to Ajayi for hours, leaving him in the room overnight before releasing him the next morning.
After being arrested, Ajayi told his attorneys where Luke was buried. His attorneys then worked with prosecutors to find Luke's body. On July 3rd, while searching, investigators found recently disturbed ground off the main road in a wooded area. There, in a shallow grave, was a charred human body. On July 5th, police reported that Luke's body had been recovered in Logan Canyon. The medical examiner's office determined that the body was Luke's. According to Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill, Ajayi's phone records place him in Logan Canyon on June 25th, between 2:30 p.m. and 4:30 p.m. A 3-day preliminary hearing was set for October 28, 2020. On October 7, 2020, Ajayi pleaded guilty to first-degree aggravated murder and third-degree desecration of a human body in connection with Luke's death. In exchange, prosecutors dropped charges of aggravated kidnapping and obstructing justice and removed the possibility of the death penalty. District Attorney Sim Gill said the guilty pleas allow Luke's parents to begin to obtain closure and a measure of justice. On October 23rd, 3rd District Judge Bernice Treese sentenced Ajayi to life in prison without the possibility of parole. In addition, Ajayi was sentenced to 5 years in prison for desecrating Luke's body. He apologized in court, though Gill told the media he didn't believe the apology was genuine. Luke's parents gave a statement, speaking about how they will never get to see their only daughter marry and have children. Luke's father said, "My daughter Mackenzie Lueck was a sweet, amazing young lady with the world ahead of her. She was a kind-hearted person that cared about others. Now, I will not have the opportunity to see her blossom in life." Luke's cousin stated, "This is a nightmare you can't wake up from. I will never be able to forgive what happened to her. I will never forgive the monster who took her life. Never in my life have I felt anger the way I have the last 16 months. Never have I been so fearful for my life because I know how real evil is in this world." Ajayi was also charged with the March 2018 kidnapping of another woman who he met on a dating app. The victim came forward after Ajayi was arrested for Luke's murder. A trial for this case was set for December 2, 2020. Ajayi pleaded guilty to 1 count of second-degree forcible sexual abuse in connection to this case on October 7, 2020. He was later sentenced to 1 to 15 years in prison for the crime. Ajayi also was charged with 19 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. These charges came about in August 2019 after police also said that they found numerous pornographic photos of children on his computer as they investigated Luke's death on July 2nd. The photos allegedly depicted children between the ages of 4 and 8. A preliminary hearing regarding these charges was scheduled to be held on October 1, 2020. Ajayi pleaded not guilty to the charges on October 1st, 2020. The pornography charges were later dismissed. Ayoola Ajayi will spend life in prison without parole for murdering Mackenzie Lueck. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Human Wreckage. Ayoola's twisted mind and evil deeds caused a lot of heartache for Mackenzie's loved ones. One can only pray that his time in prison is 1,000,000 times worse than the pain and suffering he caused. But probably not. Take care of yourselves. If you like what we do, like and subscribe. Thank you.